This is Pete Fletzer. On this episode of Around the Galaxy, we are bringing you a clip show of our favorite humorous moments.
Actually, that could be a shirt. I tried my best.
It's going to be a shirt, and I'm going to send you one. And
You're listening to Around the Galaxy.
Welcome to episode number 133 of Around the Galaxy, the Star Wars fan talk show. I am your host, Pete Fletzer. Thank you so much for joining us. If this is your first visit with Around the Galaxy, well, you picked a really good one to check out because this is sort of a best of episode. It's the first time we've done a clip show since way back at episode number 50. And so what we wanted to do was, I've been thinking a lot about the show lately. I've been thinking about all the amazing guests and that special gift, honestly, that I've been given that I get to share with you when I sit down and talk to a Star Wars fan for the first time. You capture that magic moment. You capture that sort of spark of two people who love Star Wars and get to know each other through that avenue. And I've been so lucky because I've had the chance to talk to Oscar-winning effects artists. I've had the chance to talk to celebrities and personalities and actors and authors and super fans and social media voices. And every single time, there is some sort of common ground that we find in Star Wars. And sometimes that common ground leads to some really funny moments. And frankly, some of my favorite moments, and not just favorite moments from Around the Galaxy, but some of my favorite moments as a Star Wars fan. And I count myself very fortunate to have been able to capture that in a podcast to be able to bring to you and go back and listen to and share again in this format, in this sort of super show that I want to bring you today. Before we get started, though, I want to remind you to follow us on all your social media platforms, whether it's TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. You can find us at ATGcast. You can also check out our website, atgcast.com. There you will find every single one of our previous episodes. You'll also find links to our merch, and you'll also find out more information about our Patreon program. Let me tell you about our Patreon program. It's very unique in that for as little as $3 a month, you will get an invitation every single week to be part of the live virtual audience when we record our episodes with our guests. And we follow the chat and we check out what's happening there. And sometimes your questions or comments become part of the show. One more thing. We have a very special announcement. On November 6th, 2021, it's a Saturday, we are going to be hosting Podathon 2. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be bringing together some of the greatest podcasts in the Star Wars podcast community and going for 12 straight hours talking about Star Wars and raising money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Last year we did it. We raised over $2,000 and we hope to beat that goal this year. So keep an eye on your social media, keep an eye on us, and we'll let you know more about Podathon 2. So stick around. We'll be right back after these messages with the top 10 favorite humorous moments from around the galaxy.
This is ATG3, and welcome to the Clip Show.
Thank you so much, AT. And let's get things started with our top 10 favorite humorous moments from around the galaxy. We're going to kick it off from episode number 103 from February 23rd, 2021 with Ash Crossan. Ash was a reporter for Entertainment Tonight. She is now with Screen Rant. And during our 10 question segment, I asked her if she could be any character from Star Wars, who would it be and why? So, question number 8. If you could be any Star Wars character, who would you be and why?
I would be Grogu because all he does is eat until he throws up and falls asleep. And I want to be carried around by a big, strong Mandalorian played by Pedro Pascal for several months. And then I will go live with Luke. Who doesn't want that life?
That sounds pretty good. I mean, honestly, it's that's great. All right, so Grogu for Ash Crossan. Got it.
Yep,
Writing it down.
That was fine. Time for number 9. Roger.
Thank you, AT. I don't know if we're going to need that for each time we come out of a break.
What do you mean? It's so much fun.
No, I think it'll be fine. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Well, back in December of 2020, actually, the 7th and the 14th, we had 2 episodes back to back with Oscar Award winning animation supervisor Hal Hickel. Hal has worked on everything from Pirates of the Caribbean. He's worked on Toy Story. He worked on The Phantom Menace. He worked on The Mandalorian. And he also worked on Rogue One. And we talked about the, let's just call it the happy ending that was part of Rogue One. Just a fun movie. I think that was what Rogue One was. It was just fun. It was if a war movie can be fun, right? I mean,
especially that ending, super fun.
Oh yes, very uplifting. You know, it's really funny. Because I saw Rogue One in the theater. I went the Thursday night of the opening. There's a buddy of mine who lives across the street, and we always go to the openings. But my kids wanted to see it. And I remember after the ending, I was like, I don't know how they're going to respond. My kids, like, they didn't pick up on the fact that Jin and Cassian were obliterated. The only death that really bothered them was K2. It was the only one that scarred them for life.
Yeah, I enjoyed, that was a film I really enjoyed seeing opening weekend with a regular crowd, because I think it's Bodhi who dies first, and then I think, is it Kay next, and then Baz and Jared, I can't remember.
Yeah, I think so.
But as each one, you just sort of could twig in the audience. You could hear people kind of hang now. Wait a minute, is this going where I think it's going? Cassian and Jim on the beach, and people are like, no. I can literally hear people go, no.
It's like this is the first non-saga movie you're going to give me, and you're going to kill everybody. This is what we're going to do with it.
That was great. It's time for number 8.
Thank you, AT. And like I said, I think we might be good.
Are you sure?
I totally appreciate it. Thank you.
I put something together for every single number.
So let's get to number 8.
You're ignoring me now,
I feel bad. I mean, AT's putting in his best effort.
Yes, I am.
He wants to be a part of the show, and I'm happy to have him. But
okay.
it's cool. It's cool. So number 8, it goes way back to August 12th, 2019, episode number 26. I had guests Josh and Andy from the Holo Chronicles podcast. Now, this is way before Josh and Andy and I worked together at the Beyond the Blast Doors Network. It's way before Josh and I created Force Connect on Friday nights, which is now a great show, which is hosted by my buddy Jackson and Raven. But this was, again, from the 10 question segment. We dug into what is your favorite Star Wars sound effect.
So what's your favorite Star Wars sound effect?
Hold on. All right. Bonus points, Josh, if you can actually make the sound.
No, I can't make this.
All right, Pete. I'm going to make the sound, and you tell me what it is, okay? of my favorite Star Wars sound.
Yeah, but see, man, dang it.
Okay,
all right, go.
All right. Never done before on any podcast. You got a guess?
Hold on. I'll try and help. You know what? I'm gonna kick myself when you tell me it's not the Falcon breaking down.
No, it's not. It's not.
Now what is it?
Okay, so backstory, like all of the sounds in A New Hope were new and awesome, and Vader's breathing and the lightsabers and all that stuff. But one of the best things that ever happened to Star Wars was THX sound quality.
Yeah.
And the best thing about The Phantom Menace was sitting in a theater in surround sound and just listening to the movie. And like the opening Republic cruiser coming in, like that had a sound to it, not just the big, the iconic big ship at the beginning of the movie, but it had a sound quality to it that was awesome. And so then later on, the pod races happen, and Sebulba's pod was awesome sounding. Like I felt like I was in the race.
So the only reason it's funny, there's actually I have to me I also loved Sebulba's sound, a pod racer sound, and this is probably the most ludicrous conversation I've ever had on this podcast. But this is because to me, to me, the Sebulba pod is more of a go 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 go.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, we should. Okay, if we ever get in the same room at the same time,
just on 3. Ready? Ready, Pete? Ready? I'll count.
No,
down.
I can't. All right.
but if we ever get in the same room, we should do it at the same time and record it, and then that could be a sound effect for both of our pods. That'd be great.
That was heaven. It's
Okay, AT, I think that's enough. I think it might
all
have.
right, fine.
I feel like
You're
it's
not
run
gonna
it.
get number 6.
No, but I feel like this has run its course a little bit.
No,
I think,
you'll be disappointed. I promise.
No, I think-
Nope, it's cool.
but
Totally cool, man.
all right, AT, I apologize. Maybe we can have you back.
It's a poodoo.
Hey! That kind of language is not acceptable from a droid on Around the Galaxy. Okay. All right, we're going to move on to our next clip. Clip number 7 comes from us from the other side of the planet. In June of this year, we had Matt from Blue Bantha Milk Co., and we talked about if he could own any critter from the Star Wars universe, what would it be and why? All right, if you could own any critter from Star Wars as a pet, what would you want as a pet?
A critter as a pet?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Probably a Loth wolf.
Loth wolf.
Yep, Loth wolf. I loathe cats. Like I've got cats. Obviously, some people in the stream heard one of the cats earlier because he is a jerk and he doesn't like closed doors. So, it's like, the door is closed. Meow, 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 meow. And then you open the door and he just looks at it and goes, oh, yeah. Good. What's on the other side remains on the other side. Good. I can go back to sleep. So, yeah, I'd say a Loth wolf. They would be, I think they would be very good. I mean, obviously they would be dangerous as well, but sentient force dogs, cool. Very cool.
They take a little bit of space. You could ride them. Yeah.
You can ride them places. You wouldn't need a car, and I mean that would lower your eco footprint. I mean, maybe they need to eat a lot. They probably need to eat a lot of other animals and stuff like that. I don't know what they eat. I'd really hate to pick up their poos though. They'd probably be huge. I live in an apartment, but hey, they're pretty sentient. So maybe you could teach them to unlock the door and take themselves down to the park and use the bin. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they can use the force and they can, I don't know, they can zap their craps to another dimension or something like that. I don't know. Through the force, anything is possible.
Right. Oh my gosh. That's yeah. Well, why don't we move on to the next question? Because
please,
force booth. That's a new one. Yeah.
We'll be back after this word from our sponsors with number 6. What rhymes with 6? Welcome back to the Around the Galaxy Top 10 Most Humorous Moments with Pete, the guy who won't let me talk, Fletzer. Take it away, Pete.
AT, I don't think that really is...
Just scrawny dopot, Sleemo.
All right, see, insulting me is not going to get you more airtime, my friend. So let's just move on. We are on clip number 6 with Mr. Mark Thompson. Mark Thompson is the voice of so many Star Wars audiobooks, and he is a master at doing impressions of some of the major characters in the Star Wars universe, as well as creating some of the most iconic voices that we have come to know and love. So number 6 is from June of 2020, episode number 69, Mark Thompson.
So like for example, I'd like to ask Han Solo. I understand you're having some problems with your kid. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh boy. Chewie, I just trying to do the best I can, but this kid always wants to play with me. And it's just, I want to go on the Falcon and just do a job or something. I can't be tied down like this. Leia, pick up Ben, would you? I'm going to go on the Falcon. I got to fix the hyperdrive. Chewie, punch it.
Excellent. You got the Chewie in there. That's fantastic. All right, I want to ask Yoda a question, if you don't mind. I'm sure you've seen The Mandalorian. We were just talking about it, Master Yoda. But what are your feelings about this character they call Baby Yoda?
Concerning this character is stealing the spotlight from me. This infant will not. Original Yoda, I am.
Great. I'd like to ask C-3PO a question. Are there any memories that R2 brought back to you after your mind was wiped on Kijimi that you wish he didn't bring back?
I think R2 is lying to me. There's no way I would have panicked that much on the Death Star. He must be making these facts up. I think he has a faulty memory chip.
That's awesome. All right, so Poe, if Rey was to gift you the Millennium Falcon, are there any modifications you might make to make it a better ship?
I think I got to put a little extra hyperdrive on there. I'm the best pilot in the galaxy. I'm going to put another engine on there like BB-8. Punch it.
All right, Mr. Binks, I have to ask you, what are some of the perks of being a senator in the Imperial Senate?
Ooh, this will get all kinds of perks from being in the Senate. They're always sending me out and allowing me to have the little foodies that they give in the Senate green room. They taste muy, muy good.
Excellent. Eli Vanto, I'd like to ask you a question about what is the hardest thing about working with Grand Admiral Thrawn?
Well, I think sometimes he tends to say the word perhaps a bit too much. Could be wrong, but it just seems frustrating sometimes. Get to the point, Grand Admiral.
I have to ask General Kenobi a question. Come clean. When Luke asked you about his father on Tatooine, have you been working on that story the whole time, or did you make that up at that moment?
I suppose it's all a matter of your point of view. If I made it up in the moment, would it really be that different than if I made it up a long time ago?
Very good. And finally, I know it may be a little bit below you, Grand Admiral, but could I ask you to do a little bit of a bumper and say something like what appears on your screen right now?
You're listening to Around the Galaxy.
Well, excellent. I'll never need to do another intro to the show again.
Yay, we're still alive. I guess it's time for number 5.
Really? That's what we're going with?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Fine.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
No, that's fine.
No,
maybe work on number 4. Take some time and get it together for number 4.
But I already have something.
Well, good. Then just use that one.
I'm gonna.
Okay, so our next clip comes to us from April 7th, 2021. It was episode number 109. It was our super mega show, and it featured 4 amazing guests all together, all at the same time, just having this amazing, fun Star Wars conversation. We had Clayton Sandell, we had the return of Hal Hickel, we had the return of Ash Crossan, and we had the debut of Christina Ariel. And Christina went off on a little riff here when I asked a question of them if they could go on vacation. I asked all 4 guests, if you were going on vacation with one character from the Star Wars universe, who would it be? And man, Christina didn't disappoint at all. Christina, I'm going to guess you're going to say Lando as well. I mean,
no.
Oh, okay. I was so excited by your Lando stories from earlier. I thought this is where it's going. Who do you got?
No, I got reserves. So I am going on a girls' trip. Padme Amidala.
Right.
Let me explain to you why. You're gonna have the best security. I mean, you have stunt doubles to go and like just walk around. It's like, no, girl, we're chilling. Nobody knows where you are. You could be on a planet that's on some giant estate. It's just the 2 of you, but you also have people there. Look at her hair. Your hair is going to look amazing every single solitary day. Her food is probably the absolute best. She's going to make sure you have the best time. You're going to get pedicures. You guys are going to get your face done. You're going to get the lipstick with a little line down the center. You're going to look your best. You're going to feel your best. And I bet there's like some kind of super spa that she's got underground with like personal hot springs, and you're like, oh, what? Like it is gonna be just the height of luxury, and also so relaxing. You are legitimately gonna be able to just turn off and relax, and if you need something, it just appears. I mean, it doesn't just appear. It appears through lots of hard work done by people who are employed to do so. And so those are the things we have to think about also. But I would be very excited, and I would be super thankful, and I would also bring lots and lots of cash for tips.
Hey, Clayton, can you top that? Do you want to even answer this one, or are you just?
Yeah, no, I cannot top that. No, not even close. Because I also picked Lando for exactly the same reasons. He knows luxury. He's gonna know everybody, and he's gonna know exactly what drink to order in every single system.
Christina's like relaxing with Padme, and then gets a FaceTime from me, Clayton, and Hal, and Lando in Vegas. We're like,
listen, if I went with Lando, we would be on an island. We would be hanging out. It would be solo Lando. And think about it. But no, it'd have to be Billy D. Williams, because think about that. You belong up here. Like, think about, like, you want somebody that suave, that level of ASMR. He's going to compliment you the entire time. He might be a little fresh, but he's also going to be like, he's going to treat you like a lady. He's going to treat you like a lady, and he's also going to spoil you, and you're going to be like, what? Lando, you so sweet.
He's got no money left in his bank account, but you're wearing a beautiful ring and a nice dress, because he's gone all in. He's pushed all the
I didn't make him spend it. That's free will, my dude. You think Lando's doing anything he don't want to do?
Shut the front door. It's time for number 4.
Yeah, see, that was good. I like that. That had some energy, had some excitement.
I felt it.
Yeah.
No, I can't wait to do the next.
Let's just see how number 3 goes.
I've got some big ideas.
Good. I'm sure you do, but let's just, let's make it through this next clip and see how it goes, and we'll go from there. Our next clip is from July of 2019. It was actually July 8th and 9th, because we had such a wonderful, funny, great interview with Dan Donahue. Dan is the voice of Shriv from the Battlefront 2 video game, a fan favorite. And by the time we got to the 10 question segment, Dan and I had just built up this, almost that sort of goofy kind of relationship. You meet somebody and you hang out, and immediately you got that same kind of sense of humor, and you just click. And this was one of those rare times where I forgot I was doing an interview, and Dan delivered one of my favorite moments in Around the Galaxy history when we talked about porgs.
A porg, Ewok, or Jar Jar Binks? Who's your favorite of the 3?
I'm going to say, and I did give this some thought. I'm going to say porg, because, and I don't know if that's controversial. I was going to ask you. I wanted to know. I didn't. I know that people were that there was there's different opinions about all 3 of these particular folks, right. Ewoks or Jar Jar Binks specifically, or porgs. But the reason I would choose a porg is that, again, and this has something to do with space, not like space, outer space, but more like the space that I have here in my house. Then I would say, if I could take on a porg and be pretty happy. If I had a porg living in my house, I'm sure it'd be messy. Sure, it'd be kind of annoying in a funny way a lot of times, like when I'm trying to sleep or doing whatever. But I'm not sure I could live with an Ewok, and I don't think I could live with Jar Jar. I mean, I think that I wouldn't mind knowing some Ewoks or hanging out with Jar Jar. Right. But like I could seriously have a porg around the house, or a couple maybe, so they could hang out, and not feel,
what I love about this is
not have a friend.
You said you gave a little thought to this, but it sounds like you gave a lot of thought to this, Dan.
Well, the truth is that I had a dog until recently, and he passed away, and I loved him so much. Banjo, he was the sweetest guy, and there's something about the look. Banjo had a sort of porg look in his eyes. He had these very sweet kind of loving, this like, and funny. You know, he has such funny expression. And I'm not ready for a dog yet. I'm not sure I'm ready for a porg yet, but I think I've just kind of sort of combined all of the thought that I've had about wanting to get a dog with all of a sudden thinking that, you know, in this particular exercise, I started considering, do I want a porg instead? And would that be better? I think the main thing is that I you know, if anybody out there has a porg that that needs a home, I'll definitely take on a rescue porg, but I will not take on a rescue Ewok. Not at this time.
Rescue porg. That's great. I'm dying here. That's great. Yes, let's see. Right. I don't know how many times I've shed a tear when I walk by a telephone pole and people post that their porg has gone missing.
Porg missing. I know, it's sad. It's really sad. We have coyotes around here. I mean, that's
anything can happen.
Anything can happen. It's a tough world for a porg, as the song goes.
Oh my God. That's all right. So
we'll be back with the top 3 funniest moments in Around the Galaxy history. It's 130 episodes. Like what kind of history are we talking about here? Anyway, we'll be back. Welcome back to the Around the Galaxy special episode, our top 10 funniest moments in Around the Galaxy history.
Thank you so much.
I just want to bring this up.
Yeah. What?
The show's only been on for 2 years.
2.5 years.
Okay,
2.5 April
years,
of
right.
2019. Yep. Yep.
A special episode is usually for famous people or bigger shows. I mean,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
No,
so what are you trying to say?
No, I'm just saying.
What are you saying? I don't even know what you're saying.
Look, okay.
What?
You know what? Listen, fine.
You know what? Go do your own podcast.
No, I will.
If it's so easy.
I mean, listen, the world needs another Star Wars podcast.
Okay. What would you even do?
Podcast,
Yeah.
It's
what
not
would you
going to
do?
be some Star Wars thing. I don't know
You know
what it's
what?
going to be.
No, forget it. We're done.
I don't know.
We're done. Do your
Okay, here we go.
countdown thing.
I don't know what rhymes with 3. I gotta pee. Here's number 3.
Okay, that's it. I'm cutting off your mic.
You're good.
No, we're done.
Take it from here.
I will. I will.
We're
good.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just going to get to the next clip. I'm not even really going to set it up other than to say we were fortunate enough to have just recently in August, Joe Barksdale. Joe is a former NFL player. He is now a musician and a comedian. And we just went off on a tangent in that show. It was episode number 127. And I'm just going to go ahead and roll the clip. AT, could you?
I'm not working here anymore. Nope. On your own.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Barksdale.
But I mean, Rogue One was cool. I would say Rogue One just has certain cliches like Forrest Whitaker's character. I will run no longer. Bro, we got at least a good 20 minutes. You don't need to stay.
I'm so glad. Thank you for bringing that up. I've never brought that up before.
Just typical black dad. Just leave him. Typical ain't shit daddy. I tell you what, he'd have been back if she made it to the draft. No, would have had the hat on and everything. The Los Angeles Sparks, baby, we made it. Where you been the last 18 years, Dad? I did that for you, so you can get tough. The force has been with you. Get out my.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
That's my girl. Now, the first pick, the Resistance select, you just see him in the background. So, Jen, how does it feel? Like, who is that man that's just so excited? I don't know who the hell that is. Let's get out of here.
Oh, man.
Rogue One ST round draft pick. First round.
Oh, man. Oh, dude, I'm so glad you're doing comedy because it's good stuff.
Whoop-de-doo, here comes number 2.
All right, AT. I don't.
This whole show's been a number 2, if you know what I'm saying.
Wow. Okay. Hey, listen, those of you who are still listening at this point, do me a favor. Let me know on social media if you want to have AT back on the show.
You can't make it up by
No,
yourself?
I'm gonna let people decide. If you want AT back in future episodes, go onto Twitter right now and with the hashtag #BringBackAT. Let me know if you want ATG3 back on the show, or hashtag #NoMoreAT, and I'll know if you want to bring this droid back into future episodes.
Well, of course they're going to want
Dude,
me
this
back.
was your opportunity.
Yeah, no, everybody loves me.
Okay, well, we'll see if people agree with that. We are down to our top 2, and no.
Thank the maker.
Okay, great. You're not helping yourself. Remember, hashtag #BringBackAT or hashtag #NoMoreAT. We'll let the people decide. Anyway, we are down to number 2, clip number 2 on this list. And, speaking of sassy droids, this is maybe our most famous clip. It was when we were joined by Jason Fry, the author of the Last Jedi novelization and many, many other Star Wars books. And when I asked him about a certain robot named C-3PO, this is what he had to say.
All right, R2-D2 or C-3PO?
Oh, I'm a huge R2 fan. And C-3PO is quietly an incredible monster. He develops systems.
How so?
He will sell everybody out. C-3PO is not a good guy. He doesn't even really mean well. He's a monster.
I've never heard him referred to as a monster. That's
God.
amazing.
In Empire, when he's like, "Oh, we should surrender to the Empire." Turn around, Chewbacca. I can't see. Never mind that it's your best friend. I can't see. Why are we escaping into hyperspace, R2-D2? You're not finished putting my leg back on.
He is kind of an ass. That's really.
Oh my God! It's all about him. He's the only sentient in the entire universe. No, but my favorite 3PO line of all is because it is so 3PO is, when Luke arrives at Jabba's palace and 3PO says, "Master Luke's come to rescue me." No, 3PO is a monster. I will not quit until people see it. He's a lovable monster sometimes, but not really as much as you think once you start looking at it.
Now, did you think that before you had to get into his head for writing Last Jedi, or did that sort of come to you as you're looking at it and saying, geez, he's kind of in this for himself?
Oh, yeah. No, I've been on the 3PO as a monster campaign for some time.
Wow. So, Mr. Fry has an issue with a droid. I see. All right, well, hey, we're almost done. It's time for number 1.
Thank you, AT. I am so glad we made it through this. I feel like we're coming down the home stretch.
You think?
And we are going to end this top 10.
Thank the maker.
Thank you. We are going to end this top 10 where we started. We are going to bring back Miss Ash Crossan from our episode number 103 from February 23rd, 2021. It's almost a you had to be there moment, but it is the only time that any one of my guests has left me completely at a loss for words. Ash Crossan.
Wait, I have something to say. I hope this isn't inappropriate.
No, you know what? The more inappropriate, the better. Actually, it's kind of the way.
So I've been thinking through this interview. I think that you are a certified daddy.
Who is me?
You, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I like to denote people as daddies from time to time. And I believe that you are a certified daddy. Like Pedro Pascal's a daddy. Like, certified daddy.
All right.
You have the energy.
All right. Well, that is going to be pinned on my Twitter now.
Yes.
That Ash Crossan certified daddy.
Yes. It's a good thing. It's a great thing.
Well, it's I don't have any tattoos, but maybe now that will be the tattoo that I get.
Certified daddy.
Well, that made my week, which is awesome. But thank you so. Now I say this to every guest, but this time I mean it. I'd love to have you back on sometimes.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah. So this was great.
So that's it. We're done. We can go now.
AT, you are definitely not helping your cause here. If you want to come back to the show, I don't think that that's the kind of attitude that we should be bringing to the mic.
Well, I mean, it works for me. I kind of like it.
So remember, if you've listened to this episode and you want to bring AT back, use the hashtag #BringBackAT. If you've had enough with this droid,
which is highly unlikely.
No, it's possible. Trust me. If you've had enough with this droid, then please use the hashtag #NoMoreAT. I want to take a brief moment to just thank all of my previous guests on all 132 episodes that came before this one. Without the guests, there's no one for me to talk to, and that would be a very strange show.
You could talk to me.
No, I don't think talking to you for an hour every week is the way to go.
I disagree.
Okay. I also want to take a moment to sincerely thank all of you who listen to us week to week, or if this is your first time listening to Around the Galaxy, it is such an honor and a privilege to be a part of your Star Wars experience and to bring you these conversations every single week with people who have an interesting story to tell. I hope it enhances your Star Wars journey as well, and thank you so much for being a part of the Around the Galaxy family.
And I would like to take this moment to announce a brand new podcast from ATG3.
No. We're not going to be doing that right now.
You said I could do it.
I did not.
You said if I performed well, I could do it.
But I don't think you really...
But it doesn't even have anything to do with Star Wars.
What's it going to be?
It's a true crime podcast.
Oh.
Everybody loves true crime podcasts.
Yeah, everybody loves true crime podcasts.
Okay, well, make sure you keep your eye on it.
Well, that wraps it up for this episode of Around the Galaxy. If you had fun, please like, subscribe, share, and review it. If you really had fun and would like to be part of the live virtual audience, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/ATGcast. Make sure to follow us on Twitter or all your social media at ATGcast, and go to our website, atgcast.com, for more information about the show, merch, and all kinds of great links. Around the Galaxy is copyright 2021 Pete in the Seat Studios, and our music is by the band Silver Colored Knob, which can be found wherever you find music.